Hi chums. Right, well no what this is about. Right, here we are. Number 41 Verve 3 medium Cara. And if we look at number 41 there, it's 41 Cara 3 medium B&Q Verve. That's a big box store here. Compost and what's that there? Yes, spuds galore and bloodfish and bone. So Verve B&Q is a big store here where it's like your Home Depot and stuff like that, you know. Or Home Depot. We don't say depot. That sounds very American. So Home Depot. But anyway, so that's what we're doing. I need some spuds for tomorrow night because we're having omnivore alert. We're having pork casserole, pork and apple casserole with the new potatoes. And I'll tell you what, I've left these a bit long, but these are a main crop potato, so it means that they are they're coming out as new potatoes, and it's very good, you know. So what's been happening? We're not Brazil, we're Northern Ireland. We're not Brazil, we're Northern Ireland. Have you been watching the Euros, folks? Haha. Everybody here is very happy, and even I broke into song and I can't sing. Northern Ireland, for those who don't know, Northern Ireland or Norn Irn. Norn Irn beat Greece last night. It was 3-0, which puts them top of the table, and they've qualified for the Euro finals in France in 2016. And to put this into context, Northern Ireland is the smallest country in the world ever to qualify for a major football tournament. There's only 1 million people here, so that sort of hit that sort of standard is really good. So they also got into 35 years ago. They got into, I think it's 35 years ago, into the World Cup finals in Spain. And I was very fortunate because I worked an industrial year in the further education college. So it meant that I was owed loads of holidays at the end of the year. So I was off from like the second week in May or the first week in May until the first week in September. So I had 4 months off, and it was great for the first 2 weeks, and then I was bored to tears and wanted to get back to work. But in that particular year, with no children, so I could sing every single match of the World Cup, and I loved it. And was it Jerry Armstrong scored against Italy? I can't remember, but it was just one of those wonderful moments. No, not Jerry Armstrong. No, I can't remember. Maybe it was Jerry Armstrong. I can't remember, but it was just a brilliant thing, and they almost got to the quarterfinals in the World Cup. So we're back on a high again about our sport, which is brilliant, because Northern Ireland is a brilliant place. It's a lovely wee place, and it's a really tragic place at the same time. It's a wonderful place and it's a terrible place, but we're getting the good side here now, you know. Well, this is going to take 2 hours, this video, because I'm on a bit of a high about this football, you know. But if you look at put it in context, we've also got Carl Frampton, world champion boxer, who's united 2 or 3 belts in, I think he's bantamweight or featherweight, I'm not too sure which. But his manager Barry McGuigan was also world champion boxer as well. And at the moment we've also got Rory McIlroy, number 1 golfer, twos and fro's. Graham McDowell, top 3, top 4 golfer. Darren Clark, another top 6 golfer on his day, top 6. He won the British Open last year, I think, or the year before. So we've got really high flyers. Johnny Ray, he won the World Superbike Championship 2 weeks ago in where? In Jerez, I think. And was it Jerez or Imola? I think it was Jerez. But he's world champion superbikes. So I mean, and Joey Dunlop, he was world champion in bikes as well from up the same area. So like, you know, for all the size of the place, we do punch above our weight, you know, which is, I suppose that's appropriate talking about Carl Frampton and stuff. So it gives us a real good feeling, because our politicians are getting on like complete assholes at the moment, for want of a cruder expression. And I'm not going to go into politics because it's just not worth it. But I think a lot of people feel the same as me, that they're fed up with what they're seeing, and they're just glad that our sportsmen can give us something to smile about, because our politicians certainly can't. Right, on to the spuds. What's happening here? We're not Brazil. No, forgot about that. Right, we're Northern Ireland. Right, sorry. Oh shit. I hope this is tight because it's full of spuds, but I doubt it somehow. anyway, as I said, if I'm getting £3 a thing, I'll be happy because I did nothing with these all year, you know. Pigging. So we've got the you saw the decoration go on in the room, right? You saw the decoration go on in the room, a renovation going on in the room. So that's that. That's sort of, it's drying out at the moment, and everything's going grand there. So then I got a phone call last week from Neil. Neil is the guy that does all my groundwork for me, and he says to me, "How are you fixed for me coming next week to do your groundwork?" No, he phoned 2 days ago. "I'll be there on Friday." I said, "Right, dead on." So he arrived with two friends today, two guys that work for him today, and I'm not going to use names because these guys, like, they're businessmen, and I'm not going to publicise them unless they want it, you know. But the two guys with him were there, and we were getting on great. And what their job was on the rocks, the bigger rocks in the driveway, they come to the surface. I saw a great reply one time in a gardening magazine. Somebody wrote in, they said, "Why is it that the rocks that come to the top of your soil are bigger than the rocks further down?" And somebody wrote in, they said, "It's very simple. As the rocks get closer to the surface, they become a little bolder." So I enjoyed that very much. But anyway, so the boys arrived and they started scraping the ground to get all the big rocks out of the way, and they took about a ton of stuff away, and they left that, you see, we'll put the new gravel down, and then they would disappear through the new gravel. So anyway, so that was that done. So we're as working away in the shed. There's a competition tomorrow, and I wanted to get a piece ready for that, and I was working at that, and I came out of the garage, and one of the guys working said to me, "Brendan, do you mind, what's your second name again?" "I got it, but I just want to make sure." And I said, "Macareevy." And he said, "What Macareevies is that?" And I said, "Do you know the Macareevies off beep beep beep?" And he went, "I do, surely." And I said, "Sean and Barney and all the rest of it." He said, "Yep." And he says to me, "And how are you related to them?" And I said, "Their father Pat was my father's first cousin." And he looked at me and he said to me, "Well, I'm your cousin too." And I went, "What?" He said, "I'm a Shanks." So there's a part of our family in the Macareevy side with the Shanks family, and he was one of them. So it was really astonishing. We worked out we're second cousins once removed or something, you know. But it was good. It's good fun, you know. But see, around here you get that because a lot of people here are related, going way back, you know. But the guy I'm very friendly with in the shop, Terry, me and him share the same great grandparents. So what do you call it? We all came from the same union, you might say, you know. But so it was interesting to find out about another cousin I didn't know about. But so the boys then, they were working away, and then I'm getting my stones off a big company down the road. And I called up Colin and I said to him about the stones, and he said, "Right, come on down to see what we've got." So I went down to see the stones, but it turned out the one that I wanted 2 years ago is they can't get it from that particular quarry in England. I think it's coming in from Somerset. But there's another quarry down the road has exactly the same vein of gravel running through it, or whatever they crush to get the stone, and it's just slightly more golden colour than the colour we were looking for. So we went down to look at that in the big yard down the road here, and everything turned out grand. So the stones are going to be coming next week sometime, as soon as he can get them in. So he was leaving, I left him at 2 o'clock. He was away in to get the stones brought in from England next week, as soon as he can next week. Right, so that's the stones done, and then when we got back in from town, I had to go into town to do some things, and I went to see my mother and stuff, and she's doing grand. So we came back from town and we got that all done, and the boys had finished here and they were away. So everything's ready for the stones now, which is very, very good, and we're very happy about that. What else? We're not Brazil, we're Northern Ireland. No. I'm sure the people are sick listening to that, Brendan. Right, so I think there's frantic booking of holidays going on now for next year, because everybody will be wanting off when the matches are on. So there'll be loads of discussions tonight about when are we going on holiday next year, darling. Well, I was thinking we'll maybe stay at home this year. Sure, it's very expensive to go away, and you know, why don't we put the money into a 52-inch TV? Sure, would not be the queer thing for the youngsters to watch their videos on, or their DVDs? I thought it wouldn't be a bad idea, sweetness. Well, when do you think we should get this TV? Oh, I would get one fairly well on in the year, because you know there could be a big rush for them around the summertime, because there's always a lot of interesting stuff on in the summer. Right. Are you talking about football, darling? No, sweetness. I never even thought of that. But I think there's going to be a bit of hoodwinking going on, I can tell you, because there'll be boys pulling all sorts of schemes to get off for their and stay home to watch the matches at home, or get away to watch the matches. That would be good too. But anyway, where were we? Yeah, we're still getting over Northern Ireland here. But anyway, so that's it. That's the driveway's done. I went and saw Tom McLean. Tom's channel does all little sort of microscopic views of Norn Irn, and he goes around in his motorbike, and he films things that we don't normally see from our cars, and he'll just do stuff that's interesting. And he lives overlooking Belfast Lough, and he can see the big, well, I'm assuming from his videos, he can see the big ships coming in up the lough, and he gets down and photographs them and stuff. And it's good, interesting stuff, you know. But so I met him a couple of weeks ago for a cup of coffee, and it was very, very pleasant as usual. And the 2 hours or whatever it was absolutely flew by. So that was that. Where are we now? I met Tom. Yes, tomorrow is another Ulster chapter of the Irish Woodturners Guild is on tomorrow. We're going to see a guy called Kurt Theobald from America. He's a famous segmented turner. That's where you make your bowls up out of little pieces all stuck together. And I don't think I have long enough left to live to learn how to do that. But it's a fast, if you like precision and you like everything being 120%, there's no such thing as being 120% unless you're talking about profit and stuff. But if you like all your 100% accuracy and stuff like that, segmenting is a thing for you. But I was sitting beside my friend Ricky on Tuesday night watching a demo he was doing on Tuesday night for the woodshed that we go to, and Ricky turned to me and said, "Brenton, this is a young man's game. Neither of us will live long enough to work out how to do that." so we're going to see him tomorrow to do open. He's going to do open segmented work, which is very interesting stuff because it's so hard, you know. But I will never, probably never do that. Never say never, but it's very unlikely I'll ever do that. But I want to see how it's done, if you understand that, you know. It's something that interests me from the point of just pure interest, you know. Not to do, but just to find out about. Because it's something that it takes an awful lot of skill, So that's where we're going tomorrow. And there's a competition on them. I've got my piece ready. I sweated over this big time. It took me almost a month to work out what to do, and it was only last night, the night before last, I actually decided what I was going to do, and then it was a whole panic because I took on something quite difficult for me, and there was a whole sweating session then, you know. But I got it done, so I'm happy enough. Well, I'm happy with every arm of stuff I do, you know. So that's that. What else is there? Another potato. We're not Brazil, we're Northern Ireland. Right, oh, and what about Ireland? Rugby, I'm not going to mention rugby. Maybe I shouldn't mention rugby because it's an awful thing when the hosts of a competition get put out in the qualifying rounds. No, I'll not mention the rugby and how well Ireland are doing in the rugby. Just for those that don't know, England are hosting the Rugby World Cup this year, and tragically they went out last week. So I'm not laughing, honestly. I'm trying not to cry here, you know. Anyway, so that's the rugby's going well, the football's going well, the boxing's going well, the motorbikes are going well, the golf's going well. Ah, sure, it's a great wee place, isn't it? Get rid of the politicians and us boys, you can make a far better job of it. I think we should vote Tom McLean as Prime Minister of the North of Ireland. Ireland, just put him over the whole bloody thing. Because he talks more sense than most of them. All of them. He talks more sense than all of them. And their special advisors and everything else, you know. Right, so where are we at? This is not very good, but it doesn't matter because Northern Ireland are through to the Euro finals. And I'm very happy. In case you didn't notice, I'm very happy about it. Right, get the gloves off. So this is only it was to be a wee quick one, but it's turned out at 15 minutes. We're not Brazil, we're not. No, don't do that, Brendan. Right. So this is not going to be only a bit. If I hit a pound and a half here, I'll be surprised, you know. But as I say, I'm not expecting much this year at all because I didn't do anything, so I don't deserve anything back again. So I'm getting more than I planted, which is what gardening's about, I suppose. Oh God, if we hit £2, it'll be a miracle. Right, turn the camera right now. We're not Brazil, we're Northern Ireland. We're not Brazil, we're Northern Ireland. There you are. The only Irishman in the world that can't sing, me. But I don't care because I'm happy. Right, these boys will put up with next year during the Euro finals. They've still to play Finland, and if they beat Finland, they're top of the group now, and that'll keep them top of the group, and that'll give them a really good position for the qualifiers for the finals because they'll be stated as one of the strongest teams. So they'll not get put in with two giant killers. You know, they will be giant killers. So on we go. Hello. Did you know that Northern Ireland got through to the Euro? Oh, that's only a scale. What am I doing? Right. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. 1.75 pounds. Oh Christ! 1.5 pounds. What's that? It's not even a kilo, but 0.75 kilos is that? 0.7 kilos. So 1.5 pounds, not great at all, but sure, it's only a bit of crack. What do we see now? We'll put that back to there. We're not Brazil, we're Northern Ireland. See, my voice is going now. I've been singing that all day, and my voice is going now. Okay, what have I done? I've put the camera in the wrong way, and now I can't see myself. Now it's probably looking up my nose. Anyway, where are we at? Yeah, so that's what I say. Everything's going okay. The driveway should be done next week, and then after the driveway gets done, we can get the painting done because remember we got all the new coins and everything put on, and then we let the dye from the K-Rend would ran down the walls and stained the cement. So we're going to get it painted, so it'll look really nice when it's done. And then the boys are coming. They're going to put bark down all around the garden, around the beds for me as well. These guys are doing the groundwork. See, that's their business, groundwork. So they've got all the best contacts for stuff like bark and everything, you know. So they're going to put the bark down for me as well, and they're also going to cut my trees because I had another fellow lined up and I discovered it wasn't the right man for the job. Now I hadn't spoken to him, there was no agreement or anything, but I discovered it wasn't maybe the right man for the job. So these boys are. So that's that. So there you are, folks. Did I tell you that Northern Ireland got through to the finals of the Euro 16? Yeah? Well, just in case I didn't, they did. Alright? So there you are. There you go, folks. All the best now. We're not Brazil. We're not.